In this video, we are going to explore Edgewonk's trade management tab. I will show you what this all means, how to use it in your trading, and how it can tell you what to change to improve your trading potentially. So first off, the goal when we made the trade management analytics is to help traders answer the question, what should you do once you're in a trade? Because most traders obsess about their entry, but then once they're in a position, they're unsure what to do. Should they leave their trade running? Should they hold their trade till they take profit? Is it better to exit early? Should you cut your loss? And the trade management graph answers all of this for you. Let's first look at the left side. This is the graph. We can hide the right statistic panel here. And as you can see, we have three different line graphs: actual performance in blue, potential performance in green, and R lost by managing in red. So as it says here R and here R multiple, it means that all of this is happening and referring to in terms of risk multiple or R multiple. Let me show you in 1 minute what this means. So most of you probably know what the reward to risk ratio is. And the reward to risk ratio is a metric that you typically calculate and analyze when you're entering a trade. So it's a potential outcome metric. So let's say you enter a stock or any other instrument at an entry price of $100. You have your take profit at 200 and your stop loss is at 50. To calculate the reward to risk ratio, you simply look at the potential reward. So the distance from the entry to the take profit, in this case, this is $100. And the distance from your entry to your stop loss is your potential risk when the trade goes against you. In this case, if the trade goes against you and hits your stop loss, you risk $50. And this gives you a 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio when you divide the reward by the risk. But as I said, the trade management graph looks at this in terms of R multiple, not reward to risk ratio. R stands for risk. And what this tells you is that this is an outcome metric. So the R multiple only exists after you have closed your trade. And it's actually quite simple. For the R multiple, we always look at your outcome in terms of the risk units. So you look at where's your entry, where's your stop loss. And in this case, the distance is $50. So in the terms of R multiple, one risk unit for the trade would be $50. And then let's assume in the first example, the price goes from your entry to your take profit. You make $200 and you make 2 times your risk, right? Reward is 100, your risk unit is 50. And in R multiple, you would say you made 2R because you made 2 risk units. Now let's assume you exit the trade halfway at 150. Your reward is now 50. Your risk unit hasn't changed. It's still 50. So now you made exactly 1 risk unit plus 1R. When now the price goes against you and you exit your trade at the stop loss, you lost 50. So you lost your 1 risk unit. The outcome in this case is minus 1R. Because it's a loss, it has a minus sign here. So you lost 1 risk unit. Whenever the R multiple is negative, you're referring to a losing trade. When the R multiple is positive, you are referring to a winning trade. We now can see your actual performance is 152R. So this trader realized a total accumulated profit of 152R. But here, this is now where it gets interesting. Potential performance. Potentially, the trader could have made more. The trader potentially could have made 182R. But what does potential here mean? And this is the most important thing to understand here in the trade management graph, is that we look at your trade outcomes and your individual trades and compare it to a complete passive approach. In trading, we say set and forget approach. You set your entry, you set your target, you set your stop loss, and then you don't touch your trade after the entry again. Why do we do this? Why did we choose such an approach? Because it allows us to compare and analyze the actual outcome, so where did you actually close your trade, versus what would have happened if you don't interfere with your trades. And what we have seen over 10 years and millions of trades is that this gives traders invaluable insights, because very often when you see here potential performance is above your actual, it means that potentially if you would not have touched your trades, if you would not have interfered with your trades, you would have made more money than what you actually realized at this point. So potentially by using a set and forget approach, this trader could have made more money and could have realized a larger performance than what he actually did. And this is really important because most traders fail because they don't trust their trading plan. Once they're in a trade, they might have their take profits somewhere, But when the trade moves in their favor, then maybe turns a little bit, they're very quick on exiting potentially very large profitable trades too soon, and they're too greedy or maybe even too fearful, depends on from which angle you look at it, and then they cut their winners short. And this is the design and the goal of your trade management feature in Edgewonk. So whenever you see this, it means that by interfering and managing and closing your trades too soon, traders are cutting their performance short. Seeing this based on actual data can really lead to a lot of aha moments for traders, and then it can lead to actual change in trading behavior once you see what is actually the best way for you to go about your trading. So let's take a look at the statistics. The statistics summarize the data here, but it gives you a little bit more. So whereas actual performance, potential, and are lost by management refer to the 3 lines, here you can see how much you are actually losing by managing and actively managing your trades. So this trader is clearly losing money by actively interfering with their trades. Scrolling down a little bit, we can see that only 14 trades, only 29% of the trades were improved by trade management, whereas 56% of the trades were hurt by trade management. So 56% of the time when the trader manually intervened, he made the outcome worse. We can also see that in 37% of the time, there are winners that later hit the take profit, and the trader closed his winners too soon, and they would have gone on later to hit the take profit. Here you can see the losing trades that were exited before the stop loss were hit. So only in 12% of the time, exiting a loss before the actual stop loss would have been hit would have been better. Here you get the interpretation of what you see here. And then we divide the analysis between winning and losing trades. Those can often give you really interesting insights as well. So 66% of your trades were exited before your take profit. That's quite a large number. And it shows that the trader is often bailing out of his trades early. And this statistic confirms and supports that he is losing 26R by managing his trades that are already profitable, but he's leaving a lot of money on the table. 19.7% are lost by managing his already profitable trades. And here you can see very similar statistics for only losing trades. Losses that later would have hit your take profit. So you can see 47% of the losses that the trader closed for a loss would have turned around and gave him a profitable outcome. So you can see how much he's losing, and you can also see how much he is saving by exiting his losers before they actually hit your stop loss. So this gives you a very comprehensive view of how actively managing your trades, meaning how does closing your winners and losers before your initial stop loss and take profit plan impacts your trading performance.